save our lives. Someone to save us. Someone to save our lives. Our lives. Ooh.
Planted deep within this fertile brown skin lies the capacity to be magnificent. We stand on the backs of giants, the oceans formed after millennials of sun-kissed rivers have poured in, and like the oceans, our vastness has not yet fully been explored. We know more of the glass ceiling above us than we do of the power within us, that black power. We are electric, shocking civilization into existence charged with greatness, but how soon we forget that his story doesn't tell our story. The Underground Railroad isn't our only claim to glory. We didn't have sit-ins and marches when we built the pyramids. The struggle is real, but so are our successes. Do the math yourself because the figures have been hidden. All we needed was a reflection, but instead, we've been looking for
someone to save our lives. Someone to save our lives.
Somebody.
Someone to save our lives. Our lives. Someone to save our lives. Someone to save us. Someone to save our lives. Our lives. Ooh.
So the next march on Washington should be a march of melanin, flowing throughout the streets like the blood throughout the skin where they can't breathe. We will carry the oxygen. Cells of change say their names to ensure they haven't died in vain. Till we shall overcome becomes we have overcame. We shall lift every voice and sing as every fist is raised. Take every knee as we make the stand to say that we the people won't simply go away. We were stolen from Africa, brought to America with royalty in our back pockets. That's why they consistently charge us paying for this country's vices as the cops become the robbers of our liquid gold. Spilled across the nation, soaked into a foundation that they've tried to wash away. But like liquid gold, we always rise. All we need to do is rise, and we don't need
someone to save our lives. Someone to save our lives. Someone to save our lives. Our lives. Someone to save our lives. Someone to save us. Someone to save our lives. Our lives. Ooh.
JJ, that was everything.
Someone save our lives.
That was hot.
Whew, such Carrie Joy, Black Girl Magic.
And everybody was in there, and they were on 5 points.
They were in our hood.
I'm gonna lose the mask.
Why? Thank you, because we have a safe place.
I'm gonna lose the mask.
Thank you, we appreciate
JJ,
it.
welcome to It's Tuesday Vote Day in America.
This is your election headquarters for the culture, of course.
Tuesday.
Welcome.
It's Tuesday Election Vote Day. We need some pom 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 pom. Hold on a second. Straight to the Hashim Dim.
Boom.
Hashim Dim.
What do we need?
What do we need today?
Man, we need that purge horn because the Republic is on the last hinge. It's like that door at that great auntie's house in the basement that you had to be real careful on how you went in and out that room. It's that last hinge.
That's real.
Yeah.
It's the reason Big Mama had mothballs in the closet.
Well, those ones to keep certain things away.
Nobody really knew.
Nobody.
Were mothballs like really for moths, or was that for this moment we're in right now?
This moment we're in right now, you could always smell them, so you knew they were somewhere in the room. I'm like, oh, there's some mothballs in here.
You're old school if you know about mothballs.
Yeah, those were real. Oh, my grandma used to swear by those mothballs. Oh, Lord.
Now, see here. Okay, it's Tuesday. It's too late to mail your ballot. Is there like someone right now heading to the post office to mail their ballot, Shay J?
Brother Jeff, there is someone headed to the post office. Someone just called and asked me, can I still mail it in, or what should I do? Please don't be that person. I need you to know you have to go walk your ballot in today. It is necessary that you do this, I'm going to say by 6:30 p.m. Let's just be on the safe side as a community. Okay. He said, wait, Hashim said he doesn't trust y'all at all. I was giving you the courtesy 30 minutes.
No. The Hashim Den was trying to get you and I to vote when we got our ballots because he thought we might not live to see today. But just in case,
our
ballot would be cast.
We would sign the back just to make him excited like a sign.
Okay, all right, y'all could wait. Y'all don't have to vote, but could you just sign your
ballot?
Could you
just sign your ballot just in case?
Me?
And then what will your last words be for president? Like, get out of here. He did. Stranger things have happened. You're right about stranger things have happened. And stranger things are happening right now. And I hope that you're headed to cast your vote in. It's not too late. And even for the people that haven't registered, because I know people that are like, I haven't even registered yet. Oh. You can still register today.
Yeah, in Colorado, you can still register.
Now, everywhere else, they probably cut you off.
We can't speak for other places, but
Colorado,
you're straight.
You can register. I need you to exercise your right to vote. I mean, exercise, like I like the, when we used to do vote or die. I'm vote to live now. Because it's a real place of hey,
the Welton Street Cafe has just entered the building.
We needed that. It's a long day.
The food is here. It's gonna be a long day.
It's gonna be a long day. I heard somebody over there that didn't put their order in.
Gerald delivered
from Welton Street. We appreciate
I want to send a shout out to Senator Julie Gonzalez because I've been watching her do the face paint kind of thing. And Julie, Senator, I want you to come on and do one live and then tell me exactly what that's all about because it looks so cool. I mean, I don't know the history of that, and I want to know the history.
Is it a tribal thing?
No, I don't know. I want to know the history.
Okay,
it's I know it's cultural.
Oh yeah, that was yesterday. Del Martes. Oh yes, it was okay. Yeah, it was It was the day after Halloween. It's always the day after Halloween, the Day of the Dead.
Well,
where they celebrate
whatever that is. I want to know more. I want to do it.
Yeah, they celebrate their ancestors. What I love is that they don't ever feel like you didn't ever really die. Yeah, so your spirit is still here, and they really celebrate. And I love that.
I like that. I don't want to. I wouldn't be like a cultural appropriator, but I do want to be a cultural appreciator.
And there's nothing wrong with that. When you get people like that, when you know the knowledge and you ask the right people about it, I think that's appropriate.
But there's some similarities, right? Like, so I mean, that is a. There's some things in our culture, in our African culture, as it relates to face painting in remembrance of and cultural tie-ins. But you know who also paints their face? Donald J. Trump.
Oh,
he's either orange or a sienna.
He's a sandy brown. He's NW43. He needs to put on a different color from MAC. It's not working. And we didn't even do a trigger alert, so I don't really know if we're allowed to just jump in like this. And you know who's over here, so you can't do this without triggers.
Hit him with the trigger alert.
This is a show that triggers people because you have entered a free think zone. If you're not willing to be exposed to other points of view, tune out now and don't read the comments. You have been warned. Trigger. It's election day. This is your official headquarters for the culture. And you've been warned because all day we're going to be giving you updates, keeping you involved, and talking about this long ballot. See, I beat my own self out.
Yours and I'm doing mine. We're doing ours together.
We
started. And I have all of my picks ready. Son Dolce has just entered the building. He's about to fill out his ballot.
Yes.
And I have a feeling that there are many candidates that slept on the younger generation.
And if they did, that's too bad because our younger generation, we know better.
We got some young ballots coming in right now.
Yes. We absolutely know better. And that's the beautiful thing, too. Those of you that are saying, hey, where do I go? I don't know how to get there. This is what we're helping you with today at the Brother Jeff Cultural Center. If you need help filling out your ballot, we're here for you. If you need a way to get to take your ballot, and if you wanted to drop your ballot off here because you're not sure about what's going on with the polls, we have you right here. So make sure you just let us know what you need. And also, NAACP. They're helping you with Lyft. Lyft is providing rides right here, only up to $50. So if you live too far out, you might just want to bring it to the cultural center.
$50 to get your ballot turned in?
$50 to get your ballot turned in. Lyft. Colorado is doing it, and only because they linked up with the Denver NAACP. If you need a ride, let me know. I will give you the promo code for Lyft. I have a promo code for you to make sure this ride is completely free. I want to make sure you get to the polls. So please DM Brother Jeff, not me. DM Brother Jeff if you need help. And we want to make sure you get to the polls, whether we help you through NAACP. You do not play us. You said you were were going to drop off your ballot. You can't go see Ron and Tammy and Tiffany. You got to go drop off that ballot.
It's $50 to drop off your ballot in Colorado. You live somewhere far away from a ballot box.
Thank you. It should
in the
never
Mile
take
High
that,
Income
right?
City, there's like 38 boxes.
Right.
There's more ballot boxes in the Mile High Income City than there are McDonald's.
Really?
Well,
That's amazing.
They say that you could go to any city and you can reach a McDonald's within 5 minutes.
Yeah. And now
Any place
Starbucks
you're at
is
in
like
any
the same
city.
with that. Like 3 minutes, I think, for Starbucks now. And now our election boxes in Colorado, they've made it so accessible. So there's absolutely no excuse. Now we're telling you, we're going to get you there with Lyft. We have $50 to get you there with Lyft. We also said you could just bring it down to the cultural center. We also said we have a cheat sheet because this ballot is
I got
long
the
as
cheat
hell.
sheet. Okay, let's go through the cheat
Woo!
sheet. Here
Let's
we go,
go through it,
everybody.
'cause I needed that.
Election day. It's too late to mail in your ballot. You got to drop it off. I'm giving you Brother Jeff's voter guide right now, and I'm filling out my ballot, and Shay J's filled hers out. And
I've done mine.
let's just go. Everybody, go get your ballots. Go get
'em.
your ballots. Sandy said she can't believe we still have these ballots in our hands.
Sandy.
You know,
And somebody else said that. I don't know where this judgment is coming from. We're here to help the people.
Because the times are so perilous right now. Every ballot has to be in.
Yes. It's really.
But we're the tiebreakers.
We are.
So let's break this tie.
They need these ones right here.
All right, everybody. I'm just going to go straight down. If you've got your ballots out, you haven't
Let's
done
go.
this. We're talking to those of you who have not voted yet, and you're just like, here's the answers. Here we go. And your answers don't have to be my answers,
Right.
Or Shay's answers,
No.
or Hashim Dim's answers. They can be your answers, but right now,
a little guidance.
Here's some guidance for you. At the top of the ticket right now, vote for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. Boom. I got it in. I'm filling it in. Boom.
I like that. We have sound effects.
I got Joe
Help us
Biden, Kamala Harris over Kanye West, by the way.
Over Kanye. That's a good choice. I support that choice. Over Kanye.
But there was another cool name on here. I think her
Princess?
name was Princess.
Princess was doing
Princess
it.
Leah.
Princess
No, it was
Khadijah Miriam Jacob Fabreau.
Yeah, and Khadijah Miriam Jacob Sr. So
They're not playing.
they both have
Is that
the
a mom and
Khadijah.
daughter?
What's interesting is Khadijah is a feminine attribute. And so the senior, I don't know. Joe Biden, Kamala Harris. Let's
Now
jump
you're
right
trying to
over
confuse
here
me.
to U.S. Senate, John Hickenlooper.
We got to get Corey Gardner out ASAP.
Hickenlooper.
Corey Gardner out. I love my guy Sekou.
Shout out to Sekou.
Shout out Sekou for even making the ballot. Shout out Sekou. Right now, we really are looking at getting Corey out of there.
Shout out to Sekou, like a powerful candidate. See, because we're in perilous times, I'm voting for who I know the picks are right now. I know right now that this is going to come down to either Donald Trump or Joe Biden, Hickenlooper or Corey Gardner, and everything else is appreciated for what everyone is doing. I've got John Hickenlooper. Let's go down on my ballot.
What's next?
See.
Someone in the back
See.
is making me crack up even harder.
Hashim.
Is that Hashim doing that?
I will be having some undervotes on my ballot. I mean, I have some that I'm just going by because if you don't come in the free think zone and
you get skipped. The way you skip us, we skip you. So I would just think
I'm
tread
going straight
lightly
down.
and think
Let's go
smart.
to I'm going to the State Board of Education, Lisa Escarcega.
That was a whole skip.
I'm going Lisa Escarcega.
Mic check.
I'm going Lisa Escarcega.
What position?
Look, on this ballot, on this, y'all are wrong. Lisa's running for State Board of Education.
Yes. Ooh, this one right here was my favorite to do for Senator District 33.
That's all I was asking.
Okay.
Was like,
We don't believe that's what you were asking.
I was
You wanna
asking
know when the
like,
skip
what was the
came in.
position?
Okay.
I
We
didn't ask
skipped
which
before
one
that.
did he skip.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
Oh, okay.
I didn't ask
Ladies
that
and
one.
gentlemen, in Free Think Zone, there will be a few skips on mine, or Harriet Tubman will be written in.
There we go.
I'll be writing. I will write some folks in. Harriet. Okay.
Right. Don't do anything
Shay, what
crazy.
did you do with your state representative?
I mean, this was this is the moment I waited for. James Rashad Coleman, without a doubt. It is a privilege to vote for you. It's a privilege to vote for someone that I know has us at their very heart and at policy, at change. As soon as I opened up my ballot, that was the first one I did actually, and the rest I skipped and came back to.
You've got some great people on your state representative ballot, and here's my advice for you all on those. Go Democrat, whoever the Democrat is on your ballot.
I'm Jennifer Bacon on mine.
Hit him up. Hit him up. District attorney.
If you didn't come to the free thing zone.
I'm going straight to the judges.
All right, we skipped that one.
This free think zone is like right in the center of the hood. I mean, you can't miss the free think zone.
No, that's real. You can't.
You know.
So you have an option. And you make a decision. And
if you have Amy Patton, go Amy Patton on yours. She's in Aurora.
I don't have her on mine. She's in Aurora.
Hashim, give us the update on the Aurora ballot.
All right, so Amy Patton is running for. So Aurora's split right now, right? Amy Patton is running for Judicial District 18, and that covers a portion of Aurora, right? But it's all of Arapaho County. The dividing line is Colfax. If you live south of Colfax, you are in Judicial District 18, right? And that's Amy Patton's district. If you live north of Colfax, you are in Judicial District 17, and that's not Amy Patton's district. That's Brian Mason. So all of Arapaho County, some of Douglas County, Elbert County, some of Elbert, and some of Lincoln County is Judicial District 18.
Are you going with Brian Mason?
I live in Arapaho County.
Okay.
Brian Mason is the Democratic candidate for JD 17.
Is he good?
Brian Mason would be the candidate that I would vote for in JD 17.
Okay.
He's expressed that he's willing to be better than he is on positions, but the community's going to have to hold him to that, right?
Yeah.
Hold him to it. But in Denver, you can actually skip that because I don't believe there's an opponent.
Right.
There's not an opponent for it, right?
Right.
So you can send a message by skipping that.
Okay.
But I encourage people to fill out their ballots, but I respect your prerogative.
Mine is between Beth McCain and William.
William?
There is. William F. is on there. William Robinson, the third.
What party?
This is, let's see, William is oh gosh, I need my glasses. Libertarian. So, do we know William?
Libertarian is Republican light. Okay.
I think I need reading glasses.
Let's move right along because I got to get you to these judges, and I got a special guest coming on at 2:30.
I can't wait for that.
We'll tell
I'm
them who
excited
they
about
are
the special guest
because something real big is happening, and I want everybody to know what's happening.
There we go. This is why you're tuned in all day to Free Things Zone. We have things coming all day. We can't tell them yet.
And by the way, if you got to get away, and I'm gonna go ahead and put my picks in right there.
Please do.
They're right there in the comments. So right there's everything. If you got to push right ahead, they're right there. So. Dolan said the Martin Luther King Jr. Library has a power outage until 3:15.
Oh, really? Is that voter suppression that I hear of?
So there is a power outage. I don't know what caused it. Some things happen.
It's called suppression.
It could be suppression, but this is why you need to vote before the day of the damn election. But its power outage is out until 3:15, and that's off of Colfax and. Oh,
this is the beginning of Aurora.
So it's in Aurora.
Aurora's bit now. Aurora, I mean that area. They had a little problems at one point with that.
I remember the election.
All right. So listen, let's be clear.
Their postage, and now
this is not Joan Lopez's fault. This is a power thing. Right. She does not control power.
Oh, she has power, so she controls power.
I'm not saying her. She's great, but I'm talking about there's something in the water in A-Town.
Something in the water.
Something could be in the water.
Something doesn't seem quite right to me.
Anyway, so listen. If you can't make it to the MLK library and you have to go before 3:15, go ahead and go with Arapaho Votes and find the next closest polling location. If you have your ballot, you can still drop your ballot off at any of the 24/7 ballot drop boxes.
There we go. I think that's the way to go. Ballot drop. If you just find somewhere close to you and do the ballot drop. But if you didn't, it's okay. You can vote today with us.
A lot of questions about these judges, and we asked the free thinkers of the judges that they knew of, and there were, I think, 4. So if you have Tim Nelson, Julian Boquet. Oh, no, I'm sorry. That's RTD. Let me go down to judges. Melissa Hart. Ted C. Todd III, Craig Welling, Beth Ann Faringer, and Barry Schwartz. All of those are yes. Everyone else is no.
This is a no. Now, do I need to? Now, this is a question I have. Do I need to press no? Press no. Do I need to fill in no, or do I leave them blank?
I think an undervote is like a no vote.
Is that a no vote?
An undervote is like a no, not a vote. It's like a neutral vote.
Is it?
So listen.
Someone explain that part to me.
So let's say I'm just throwing out an arbitrary number. Let's say 100 people are voting. If 99 people skipped it and undervoted, right? Undervote is basically skipping a vote, and one person voted yes. then they win by that one vote. If that one person voted no instead, they'd be kicked out based upon that. So an undervote and skipping, like this whole thing of not voting, means you really don't count, right? Okay. And so there's only been one judge in my lifetime that I can remember that was recalled, or that wasn't, I forget the proper terminology for it, but wasn't reapproved to take the bench again.
Whoa.
Okay. Well, let's go all the way down these
then
judges.
I guess I'll know them out.
I'm going all the way down these judges.
Okay,
this first one, Melissa Hart,
she's
is
gonna do
a
yes.
yes.
We'll do yes for Melissa.
Okay. The next one is Carlos somebody Jr. That is
I don't know Carlos.
On our list. There's no Carlos. That is a no. The next one is Ted C. Toe.
I'll go with
him. That is a yes. Okay. The next one is Craig R. Welling. He's on our list as
He's
a
good.
yes.
Craig's good.
Craig is a yes.
Craig, remember I voted for you.
The next one is Christopher Bauman.
Nah. I'm not going to pass on Christopher.
No. The next one is Martin Foster Egelhoff or something like that.
Nope, he had slaves.
No.
Okay, I made that up.
There is John Eric Ellis. No. No. Nada.
John sounds like back in college he wore boat shoes with no socks.
That was John Ellis?
No, he did not. He wore penny loafers with no pennies in them.
No.
He didn't have any pennies in his penny loafers. I don't know. A. Bruce Jones. No.
I don't know anything about Bruce.
No. Michael Vallejos. See, I would say yes, but nobody brought up Michael. Is he like not like Vallejo sounds like a name that we would know, but
right. He's in the culture. He should have came to the free think zone and we would have an opinion, right?
Yeah, they can't.
He could send a little message.
They can't.
Let me research him and see if he's really good.
Is Gerald around? Gerald is out.
Gerald in the house?
Gerald is around. Mike. Okay.
Good. I hope you got wings so I can have one.
Okay. Let's go. Okay. So judges can't campaign, and that's kind of cool. But at the same time, we asked free thinkers who they knew, and these are the names that they came back and told us. So that's how we came to these decisions. Elizabeth Leith. No. She's not on the list. No. We're flipping the page. We're flipping the page
There's
on
so
these judges. There's a name.
Beth.
Beth Ann Farraher. Yes. Beth gets a yes.
What a yes for Beth.
Isabella. Well, actually, yep. Isabella.
No.
No, not so much.
Not so much.
Not so much.
Sorry,
Isabella. Not so much. Nicole. No, we don't know.
Yeah,
Nicole.
we're gonna pass on Nicole this time.
We don't know Nicole. Andre Rudolph.
No.
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 No. No. And Barry
we know
Schwartz.
Barry.
That's
Barry.
a yes. Yes. And someone asked me, Shay, they said, and it was Dr. J, she said, well, why no? And I said, well, because I have a thing that says if I don't know, the answer is no.
I like that.
It's like, if I'm
unsure, I'm going to just go with no.
And that's
I would
where
hate to
I'm
put
at
you
on
back
some
in.
of those gambling things. I came to my gambling kind of epiphany, but I'll talk about that after these last two.
Okay.
Simonette, no, and Spahn, no, and no. So there's your answers for your judges.
Was the judges a breakdown on county, or what was the breakdown for the judges?
I'm not sure. I think I'm
County
not
court?
sure. They're county courts, and these are county courts, and there's all of these are county courts. It looks like
Yeah, these are looking like all county.
these are These are county courts.
So I only ask because if you do not live in Denver County, your judges will be different on your ballot. So you might have to do a little bit of homework on that.
Well, no, because there's some other ones
Courts
that are not Denver on mine.
Okay, all right,
So-
yeah. So I believe the Supreme Court's are on there, but when it breaks down to the other stuff.
All right, you guys in the free think zone, guys, gals, and others.
And
we have made it
others.
through page one. That's
And it
page
took a while.
one. That's page.
And then I went back
one.
because I really love. See, this is why we have insiders in the inside, and this is why we have conversations with the community. Because I was going to leave some of them blank, but then when Hashem the Dim just broke down why we should not do that. That means we're voting yes or no where we can. So if you don't know, it's a no.
Now here's fast. This is the second page of the first page, so we're not done with number one. Okay, so here we go. Amendment B, that's the whole Gallagher amendment thing. Do we want to repeal Gallagher? Yes. That's a yes right there. Put in, boom, Gallagher, yes. We're going to move quick. Amendment number C. Now, this is all about the gambling stuff. Where did you fall on the gambling? Because I didn't know, and then I didn't care, and then I'm like, why should I help predators make more money? So, I mean, the house always wins.
Always, no matter
and
what.
So,
and if they let you win, you're coming back to spend it.
What I'm saying is, can the house get more money? And since they won't let me shoot dice on my knees on the concrete where I, play 4, 5, 6, or, the way I like to shoot craps.
So I know this is going to affect our bookies, though, right?
I put no.
I think it is going to affect our bookies. Yeah, like, wait a minute. I don't want to affect the bookies. No. They're in my hood. I'm all right.
No.
Okay.
I don't want to help any. Okay. Yeah, but
there we go. Those bookies matter. Black bookies matter.
If you have a casino in Black Hawk, I ain't talking about the one in the back of the supper club.
The East Side one, yeah.
I'm not talking about in the back of the supper. I'm not talking about.
That's where I vote.
I'm
Allegedly,
not talking about allegedly in the back of the grocery store.
It's horrible.
I like to get a Black and Miles and admittance into that door.
That
we're not talking about that one. We're not talking about. The house man, but anyway,
we got
Amendment 76. 76 citizenship qualification vote. No, just no. 76 is a no.
Oh man, I didn't even do that one right. See, they be trying to trick me. I didn't even do that one right.
This is
why we're going through it, y'all.
You already have to be a citizen.
Okay.
To now that you got 2 dots spilled in yours, your bowel's gonna be spit out.
Well, can you tell me out loud? What do I do if I make a mistake?
What if you make a mistake?
What do you do? I need glasses. I can't read. I don't know what's going on. I can't see today.
So I respect my elders and ancestors. So when I go through my ballot, I take a pencil and make a small little dot on things I'm voting for. Then I go back through and fill it in with the ink.
Listen to this.
Okay, so if you do a mistake, I know.
He's a professional.
He's clearly.
No wonder he wants higher stakes.
Clearly,
he's gonna win
because he's a professional voter, and clearly he puts it in immediately. Earlyvoter.com.
So,
if you make a mistake, cross out the entire name or a choice that you marked by mistake. Completely fill the other oval to the right correct choice. All right, guys. So if you make a mistake, fully cross it out. Like me, because mistakes happen.
Okay, 4 minutes until our special guest. We got to get our special guest going on. Let's see, Amendment 77, and this is that whole Black Hawk, Crickle Creek, Central City thing. I put no, but I didn't know, so I know. But
yeah, I was like, I didn't know about that.
But if you want to bet more,
sure.
you can. All you're going to do is go in the line 2 times. We only sell ounces of cannabis. So if you leave and come back in, and I sell you the other since you want it too.
There you go. Yeah. Allegedly. Thank you. Hashem, that's allegedly. Allegedly.
So I heard.
Now, how are y'all going on Proposition EE?
I voted Proposition taxes on nicotine products. Yes. I'm sorry, but
now what about you, Hashem?
If that's going to help you quit.
I see your face.
If they make them cigarettes $18,000 a pack, it'll be I know.
That doesn't. Yeah, like is that going to really make people quit, or are they going to go into debt buying cigarettes?
So yes, I say put taxes on them. I understand it's regressive. I understand it's a hardship on people, but I say put the hardship on people, then put the hard shit on the legislators to go ahead and make them do what they're supposed to do. So yeah, I'm a yes on that.
All right, yes on it.
Okay, let's see. It's 2:30. Hold on, I got it. Okay, let me go one more, and then we got to get to our next Proposition 113.
Okay.
And Proposition 113.
We'll go yes on
that's
that.
The popular vote thing. Yes, I expanded on that all yesterday. Okay. How that roots back to slavery and all that. But anyway, everything in America does. Yeah. Let me see if I can pull up our guest. In the meantime, Shay J.
Yes.
How was the NAACP event?
It was great. It was great. You know what I love most about it is I seen people that I didn't know voted, that a lot of first-time voters joined in, and that was the most amazing part of it all. We had a lot of first-time voters that said, we count this year. Yeah, and no, they weren't the ones that just turned 18. Some of these, they were my older cats, and some of them were right here on the east side, Park Hill. And I just want to say salute to you, brothers, that just stood up and stood in and said, "It's my first time voting." I salute you. And you came and you hung out with us at our sticker virtual party. Shout out to Madam President Sandra Young, and just being innovative and making sure that we keep doing things for the culture. Like, that's what it's about. That's what it's about. We're getting out the vote, and we're doing it for the culture. And I'm just excited to see that there are people that actually are voting for the first time right here in our own community.
All right, until our guest shows up, then I'm going to keep pushing right along our ballot. Don't forget, go to brotherjeff.com, make a donation of any amount. We are powered by the people. Brotherjeff.com. Son Dolce, let me give you this. There's another ballot.
Is what we do?
We got legal ballots here, though. There's a cheat sheet for you.
Right there, you go. I mean, you don't have to follow it, but if you need it,
for you, if in fact you would.
That's all. Nothing too serious.
If in fact that's what you would like to do, I think our guest is coming in.
My guy.
What? There he is.
There he is. In the building.
Hold on, just a second. Let me. I gotta do something before we bring in our special guest. Let me see if I'm able to do. I'm multitasking right here.
You're doing good. I believe in you. You're doing real good.
We have a special guest we're going to bring to you because something very special is happening in our city as it relates to voting. Let's see if we could pull him up. Sheriff Elias Diggins is in the building.
Hey, Sheriff Diggins in the building.
Sheriff.
Yes, sir.
I understand you're doing something real big down there at the city jail or within the confines of individuals who have been detained, but their rights are still afforded them, and you're making sure that those rights continue. Sheriff Elias Diggins, can you tell us what you're doing over there?
For the first time in the history of the Denver Sheriff's Department, we've been in existence since December 2nd of 1902. We have in-person voting for the people that are in our custody that are eligible to vote. Yesterday, we did it at the Denver County Jail on Smith Road. Today, we've been doing it at the Downtown Detention Center. Historic day for Denver Sheriff's Department, the city and county of Denver, when it comes to ensuring that the rights of citizens are maintained even while they're in our custody. So,
you mean to tell me
come
that
on, Sheriff. There's a new sheriff in town, and that's the reason why. Let's show some love to Sheriff Elias Diggins. This is what it's about. This is what it's about.
Now,
making
Sheriff,
history.
How many other cities and states actually are making this happen?
So for the in-person voting, there are only 2 other cities in the nation that are doing this. One is Chicago, which is the Cook County Sheriff's Department. The other one is in Los Angeles. Now, I want to qualify that by saying absentee voting has happened in jails for many, many years. But that, as you all know, is different than being able to actually get in a booth and vote or to submit your ballot into an actual elections box. That's what we're doing. That's what's different. And folks are just excited to be able to vote, to be able to participate in the process. And so the Denver Sheriff's Department, Cook County Sheriff's Department in Illinois, and the LA County Sheriff's in California are the only 3 jails that are doing it this way.
Now, how do people get informed that this is happening? Is it like in school where there's an over the announcement PA, system, or I don't know how
you
that
can
works.
vote. Come on down and vote.
How do those in custody get the information that they can potentially vote?
Well, we have a team of volunteers, and I really have to give a shout out to that group. Let me start off with my main man, Justin Cooper from Colorado Criminal Justice Reform Coalition, who is the deputy director there and has volunteered countless numbers of hours to come in and to educate the people that are in custody about not only how to vote, but also their right to vote. So Justin has been here. We have the League of Women Voters that has a whole team that has been volunteering over the past couple of months to help us to get this stood up, as well as our own staff inside of the Denver Sheriff's Department. We have a phenomenal program staff who have been educating people about what they need to do in order to get registered to vote. So they've been doing that. They've been registering people that have stayed in custody. And over the past 2 days, they have been registering people on site. So they go into the pods, they talk to folks, they explain to them what the process is to get registered, help them to actually do so. And then we just begin the process of getting folks to be able to cast their votes.
Wow. Where did this idea come from? I mean, because this is visionary. If there's two in the nation, that means that you are a pioneering, a process that others have either chosen not to utilize, or, you're visionary. How did this come about?
It's a collaborative effort from Director of Safety Murphy Robinson, who's really forward thinking, who really just embraces how does public safety look different in the city and county of Denver. He was involved in the conversation. Justin Cooper was involved in the conversation. I was involved in the conversation. The mayor was involved. Mayor Hancock was involved. Paul Lopez, the clerk and recorder, who was here today as well and observed it. We were all just talking about how do we change what we're doing when it comes to voting in the Denver Sheriff's Department, City and County of Denver. And we pulled the trigger on it and said, this is what we're going to do. The League of Women Voters stood up. Our program staff stood up. We have a team of volunteers, a team of deputies that's in both facilities that's working to do this. So it was really the think tank of all those folks who really want to see criminal justice transformation in a real way happen that brought it forward. When they said, Sheriff, do you want to do this? I said, pull the trigger, let's make it happen, and running ever since.
Shay J, how cool is that?
It's more than cool. I thank you for really putting that in position, because they have rights, and they have rights behind bars, and we know a lot of those brothers look like us. So it's a beautiful thing to see them be able to exercise their rights.
Sheriff, what are the rights of individuals who are in custody, and then also those who have felonies that are off paper, et cetera? Who gets to participate in this democracy and have their voice heard via the vote, or what they call the franchise?
The franchise.
Great question, Brother Jeff and Shay. If you are awaiting trial, you are presumed innocent until proven guilty. You have the right to vote. If you're serving a misdemeanor sentence, you still have the right to vote. If you're currently serving a felony sentence, you don't have the ability, but once that is done, that no longer prevents you from voting. And that's a misconception that a lot of folks have, that if you have a felony on your record, that you can no longer vote. We've got to educate our community, all communities, that doesn't prevent you from voting. So the folks that are in our custody, that are awaiting trial, or that are serving misdemeanor sentences, are the ones that are voting. And I can tell you, we've been doing it all morning long here. I went up there and saw people are just ecstatic to do so. Let me tell you about a lady that I saw yesterday. We started with the women at the county jail who voted yesterday. There was a young lady who told me, this is the first time that I've ever voted, but I'm going to vote every year now. Every year, right? That's real change. That's real transformation for someone to be thinking about, when I get out of here, I want to vote. And I'm going to do everything that I can to make sure that I'm eligible to vote, right? That changes your mind about what being here means. It's not about just housing people. It's about changing their thought processes. It's about ensuring they understand their dignity and their humanity is maintained while they're here. The deprivation of a person's freedom is what jail is about. It's about making sure that we hold people accountable, but while they're here, your dignity, your humanity, and everything else is preserved. And when you leave here, you're coming back to our community. We want to make sure that you're ready to go, that you understand. We want you to be a productive citizen while you're here. And the most important election in our lifetimes You have your right to vote. We're going to make sure that you do. And it's an election that's important to every single American, including the folks that are in our custody.
Wow. Well, I tell you, this is Barbara Groves Jones. She says this is real criminal justice reform.
This is what reform looks like.
This is what it
Not
looks
all those
like.
Band-Aids they try to put on and act like it's reform. This is what reform looks like.
You know, Sheriff Diggins, before we let you go, I would like for you to talk about the importance of voting and political participation from a community perspective. Talk to those who are saying that their vote doesn't make a difference.
Yeah.
That, you know, it doesn't matter if they participate or not. As a matter of fact, they prefer not to participate. Can you give just kind of share your insight with those individuals who will not be voting, and then those who say they might, but you know, they need to hear a word from on high.
A word.
If you don't vote, you can't complain. If you don't vote, then you don't understand how our ancestors fought and died just for us to be able to vote. You don't understand that you owe them. You owe every single person that came before us, who went in the streets and who was chased down by German shepherds, or who was hit with a water hose and was beaten with a baton just because they wanted to exercise something that you have the choice to do today. So do not forget the legacy that came before us, but also understand that today we have the ability to change the course of our country by exercising that right to vote. You cannot complain if you don't go and make sure that your voice is heard. This is our opportunity to ensure that every single one of us are standing together for what we believe in. I'm not going to tell you which way to vote or who to vote for, but what I'm going to tell you is you have got to vote. Every single one of us. That is the legacy that our ancestors left for us. Don't disappoint them. Do not
be the disappointer. Do not. He said it. He ain't playing with y'all.
Sheriff Diggins, I just want to say we appreciate you. There's a new sheriff in town.
There's a new sheriff in town.
And just the opportunity and the vision and the insight for someone who recognizes the dignity of individuals, regardless of the condition they find themselves in, and wanting to make sure that their rights are not suppressed, speaks volumes to who you are. Mount Bellows' finest.
Mount Bellows' finest.
Sheriff Elias Diggins.
Sheriff Elias Diggins, thank you. We appreciate you.
Appreciate both of you.
Yes, always.
Thank you so much for the support. I'm about to go back upstairs and see how it's going.
All right,
take care of our people out there.
I told you, Shay J.
Now that's huge.
Guest. There he is.
Man, I'm excited. See, and this is where you still have hope. I mean, people say it's not important. It's so important. This is where you still get a little glimpse of hope. There are still great people doing great things. And this proves right here, a man from our own community, and it hasn't happened until this black man got in position.
Sheriff Elias Diggins is a
Elias
hero.
Diggins.
We call him a hero.
He's a hero.
Mount Bellows
we don't care what
finest.
nobody said. That's our hero right there.
Cashapp Dim, I know that was everything, bro.
It was. And I also want to give a shout out to Metro State. Like, he's a road runner as well.
Yes.
Okay.
I forgot about you, road runner.
So I have some news right off the press.
Okay.
As it relates to a neighboring county sheriff.
All right.
Arapaho County Sheriff Tyler Brown has stated that next year they will also have in-person voting in the Arapaho County Jail.
Okay, follow the leader.
Yes.
I see you.
Also giving acknowledgement to CCJRC, Justin Cooper. They were working to try to get it there, but Arapaho County did not have enough equipment to make that happen.
Okay.
So let's look at that right quick.
That's good to know.
It just was taken over under Democratic control with Joan Lopez. So before, there wasn't the funding. Like, the funding was not built up to buy these type of machines underneath a different party, Republican Party leadership.
Right.
So going forward, this is all what's happening. Our sheriff is elected, Democratic sheriff elected. Our county clerk is also elected, Democratic. So going forward, Arapaho County will be expanding voter access to inmates in the Arapaho County Jail.
That's all right.
There we go.
See,
I like
that's
this.
What's up. That's what's
you
going
know
on.
what? That's one thing I can say about Colorado. I think we're doing great things right here in our city. There's some great things
what's
happening.
What's the sheriff's
amongst
name
us.
again? He's
Tyler
been in
Brown.
the free think zone.
Yeah.
Tyler. We like Tyler.
We like Tyler.
Sheriff Tyler.
Sheriff Tyler.
Okay, when I talk to Sheriff Tyler again, I want to see how blackened up that upper echelon of staff looks. I'm just
curious
wondering,
too.
because
Just
I
wondering.
like Tyler, and if it's going to happen, he's going to make it happen.
He's gonna make it happen.
I mean, don't forget, one time I was talking about, the sheriffs. Remember when I was having that conversation, I said, anybody in law enforcement, call. We want to hear your side of the
Yeah,
story.
absolutely.
Sheriff Tyler was like, boom. I
like people like that.
Sheriff Tyler's like, I watched this show. Boom, 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 boom. He was in
Here's
there.
the call you're looking for. I
He was
like that. That speaks
he was
volumes
on
to his
his back
character.
porch. He was chilling. And I'm like, Sheriff Tyler, you the man.
You the man. That speaks to character, though, Brother Jeff, and that's what the Free Think Zone is all about. We're for the culture, we're for the community, and we want people to reach in so we know what's going on, but we also want to reach out and give the information to you. So this is how you keep us alive. Go to brotherjeff.com right now. Any amount of donation keeps us up and running because we're powered by the people. Best nation, donation, do your part, people, because together we're going to get this information out to you one way or another.
Big shout out to the hero, Sheriff
Elias Diggins.
Manager of safety Murphy Robinson. I like Murphy. I've been knowing Murphy for a long time. Great guy. And I'm always jumping on the mayor of the Mile High Income City.
But he was a part of that.
He's been doing some things that make me say that's what's up.
And
shout out to Mayor Michael Hancock.
Shout out Mayor Michael Hancock, and putting
out to
Elias
Mayor
in was one of his
Michael
greatest
Hancock.
moves ever. So we support that.
When the mayor appointed Sheriff Elias Diggins,
He did a
the sheriff,
great
I said,
thing.
now that's an all-pro move.
He did a great thing on that.
Yes,
It's
he
an all-pro
got
move.
10 points on that.
Absolutely.
And he got another 10 points in making sure that he heard the Colorado Criminal Justice Reform Coalition, the League of Women Voters, his staff, and all of those who made that happen for individuals who are in custody to be able to vote and
In
to
person.
exercise their right in person.
Yeah.
That's everything.
That's everything.
All right,
Brother
back
Jeff.
to my ballot.
This is why we do what we do.
right.
We didn't finish it yet.
Man,
See, that's the part where I'm like, see,
no.
this is why you're tuned in, because I would have gave up if I didn't have assistance.
Where did Son Dolce go? Did Son Dolce disappear?
Whoa, somebody said something crazy. Son Dolce, we're helping you. I think he took his cheat sheet and wanted to make sure we didn't see him fill it out.
All right, let's go. Let's go to...
We're on 114, right?
We're on 114. Let's see. Okay, if you got your ballots out and you're working your way through it, Proposition 114, that's the reintroduction of the gray
parts.
wolves. We're saying yes, anything indigenous needs to be back.
Absolutely.
So yes on 114. Proposition 115.
That's about our
prohibited
bodies.
Abortions. Shay J, I'll let
Ladies.
you. I'll let you.
Ladies,
tee that
ladies,
up.
ladies. You know what? I'm sad that this is even still on our ballot, but make sure you vote yes. And
No,
that is,
no.
I'm sorry, vote no.
No.
Ooh, let me not say vote no.
No.
Make sure you vote no. We're making sure that women have their own choices, right? And breathe. Vote no, vote no, vote no on 115. Women need to have their own choices. There's a lot of incidents that happen, and the way they have worded this, they're trying to make it tricky where you're thinking, oh, if it's incest, oh, if it's rape. Oh, no, none of those things count. In this, none of those count. So vote no on 115. 115.
Rape and incest don't count?
No, not in this one. They're still going to say you do not have the right to get an abortion. And they're wording it tricky so people think that, oh, under this, I can get an abortion. It's not the truth.
So, rape and incest are basically they're related, right? Half of the same.
Yeah.
So, if a violation happens to a woman's body, the act of no consent happens. Then another act of no consent happens after that she's forced to carry that child to term. If this passes. Just for real.
And I don't think people are understanding how serious that is for a woman.
I don't think they are.
And then, babies have disabilities, and you know that the disability can kill you or the baby if you even go through with this full pregnancy. Or and, both. And so under this proposition, you have no choice in the matter. Nothing.
Yeah, they're trying to charge the doctor, but can we just say no?
Just no.
Proposition 115.
Just put no.
But because the Hashim Dem said we shouldn't write additionally on our ballot, I will not put hell no. I'll just go ahead and
You was going to add the hell?
I was going to put
leave it out this
hell
time.
no.
Save it for next time.
Okay, 116 state income tax reduction. No.
No. We'll go with a no
because
on that.
basically they're going to give you back $8, and then that pothole you're going to hit's going to cost you $108 because they're going to get that money.
They're going to get that money.
Keep that $8.
That, for one.
Proposition 117.
We'll do no.
Approval for certain new state enterprises. No. Okay, let's see. That's 117. Your 117 is no. Okay, Proposition 118, paid family medical leave insurance program. No. What? I'm
going yes
John
on that.
John Bowman again. John Bowman.
No, it's a new tax. No.
And
yes.
do you when you see, I wish you would have watched this one show when we really broke down the taxes, what you're paying versus the health care that you're receiving. And when you look at it, it's really, I mean, you're talking about $125, and it's based on your pay scale. So number one, it's not an overall tax; it's based on your pay scale. And on top of that, you're looking at an annual fee that's usually less than what you would have spent going through the motions.
Shay J, listen to this, everybody. Listen to this. Paid family and medical leave insurance program. Yes.
I mean, like, yes, and why is that just not a
John
yes?
Bowman says no, but I'm just saying.
Are you
if you
no?
need to be paid, if you have to take a medical leave, if you have to take medical leave, why shouldn't you be able to have that option?
What will that do to a business?
Why is it a privilege, though?
What will that do to a business the size of your wife's?
It won't do anything.
Sure it will.
It won't.
What do you say?
It won't do anything because it only impacts at certain levels.
There's a limit. There's a limit on how many employees you can have. If you have under a certain number of employees, or you're right on that threshold of that number, 12 or 8 or whatever it is, that is going to cost you money as a business owner that you will have to recoup by what? Raising the prices of your goods and services. Bam.
My wife voted yes.
So
that's how you know how it's going to affect her. She has a small business.
Let's look at it like this. Let's say you don't approve the leave. Then your people have to leave the job
and never come back.
With no pay.
Never come back.
And they're struggling at home.
Right. So then what happens to your business when you don't have workers to work your business?
Well, now you're speaking the language that I know well.
And there has never been documentation, or show me the data, that shows that this closes small businesses versus us giving large businesses all of these loopholes and tax credits and tax breaks. If we shut that down, this pays for itself.
There you have
there
it.
You go.
So until we can shut it down,
the answer right there.
until we can shut it down, we need to make sure we take care of people.
Let's take care of our people. That's the thing is, when do we stop caring about the people? And that's what it makes me feel like when you say on health benefits that it's a privilege and that people shouldn't be able to take time off and take care of their family, especially when we're going through a pandemic and we've seen how necessary it is to be able to take off and survive and take care of your health with all of our preconditioned things that we have in our black community. Why would you say no? They can't have...
Now, okay, we've got a few more minutes because we've got the Hashim Dem here.
We got John Bowman here.
Today you got to get your ballots in. I don't know where Son Joche went, but I got another...
He's in the car filling out his ballot.
Oh, good job.
Okay, well, tell him... Oh, okay,
He's
following along. He's following along. He's
doing it privately in case he picks one that we didn't. He's
following along. I hear you, Son Joche. Following along in the car.
Sometimes you gotta get a little elevated to fill out this thing.
You gotta get some
space.
There's some different lighting outside.
It's a different lighting. I like that.
Lighting outside.
The lighting's everything.
I'm gonna tell you on my cheat sheet. This is gonna get some of you all
riled up.
It's gonna kind of, I don't know, because I studied all those state propositions and all that, and before I blew a fuse. But when I got to the Mile High Income City part, I just simply called Candy Tabaka and said, "What's the answers?" And so don't wrestle me about what all of these ballot measures are.
Who's not quite sure?
I didn't read all of that stuff. I just said Candy Tabaka, this wonderful, incredible councilwoman who's been on their helmet doing so many different things with things that I believe in. I said, Candy, what's the answer? So I'm going to go through and tell you what they are, and here they go. 2A, no. 2B, no. 4A, no. 4B, no. 2C, yes. 2D, yes. 2E, yes. 2F, yes. 2G, yes. 2H, yes. 2I, yes. 2J, yes. And now your ballot is complete.
Is it complete?
It's complete.
Can we moonwalk for a moment?
Boom. And it's only complete, but wait,
Let's
it's only
moonwalk.
complete if you sign your envelope.
Let's
be clear,
continue
please.
to read the instructions
Please
on the ballot.
continue to read the instructions on the ballot. I need you guys to go and sign this. Don't do
And
half-assery
do you
of
have
the
to
ballot.
date it too? Like, will they spit it out if you don't date it also?
No, I don't think the
not a
date is going to be
Scantron,
spit out.
signature.
But your signature is everything.
Sign and
Sign.
date. It
And
says
just be
sign,
safe.
and it also has a date. I
Where's
want you
ours
to
at? Did you sign yours? Let me
and
see. It's on your
date.
envelope.
Follow the instructions.
Whose is this?
just
We
follow
got
the
everybody's things up here.
I know.
Oh,
We
that
got-
one's mine. Pass that one back over here.
Oh, this
No,
one's
the
yours.
other one. Oh, maybe this one's
yours?
mine. Oh, yeah, this one's
That's
mine.
Shay's.
Okay, I'm going to date it.
Now, and you get a
Election
cool,
day. I'ma date
and you
it
get to
election
wear
day.
a cool little sticker.
Yeah.
Wear a cool.
So when I go down there, I'm going to get a secondary sticker too, right?
wear a little
Today's date is what?
Sticker hoarder.
I'm a sticker hoarder.
November the 3rd.
It's the 3rd because it's election day.
There we go. All right. With that
I
being
dated
said,
mine just to be safe. Sign and
there
date.
you have it, everybody. It's too late to mail it. Get it in.
Way too late.
Unless
Get it
you're
in.
voting for Trump.
Get it in.
But more than 1 million people have voted in Colorado. So Colorado, we are doing our thing. Let's keep going, community. Make sure you vote. And again, if you need assistance, we are here to assist you in getting the answers for your ballots, but also getting your ballot turned in. So please DM us, at us, whatever that looks like for you. We want to know if you need assistance getting your ballot in. Again, Lyft. Lyft is helping you through the NAACP Denver chapter, making sure that you get to a polling site.
And-
so if you need assistance, let us know.
And if you're watching and don't know how to use Lyft,
Oh.
I mean, because listen, everyone's
That's
not the
true.
same level of technology.
I just put it on my grandma's phone for her.
Go
so I
ahead
know,
and
yeah.
call your local county party
Sunday
office,
shake.
your local campaign, and that they will go ahead and get someone out to you to collect those ballots. There are multiple teams, multiple organizations
Yes.
out there that are working right now to make sure that you get your ballot turned in.
Yeah.
So retch out.
Retch out.
Retch
We'll be
out.
back tonight. We have a lot going on all
And,
day.
a,
So
and a
this
quick
is,
moonwalk on
Yes.
this 118.
What is 118?
That was the paid family medical leave.
Okay.
Small business owner Manushka
Okay, what you tell
commented in the
us?
group and said, "Vote yes."
Come on now.
118.
There you have it. Brought to you by Chubby Curls, educating the natural hair one scalp at a time. If you got those skinny curls, do me a favor, make them chubby. And if you got those dry curls, moist them up. Get chubbycurls.com. Keep it moisture, in Denver and the Mile High. You need to keep it moist.
Here you go, Shay.
Grab
Shay,
some
just
chubby
show 'em
girls.
Some chubby curls from the one that
Chubby
says,
girls.
I believe that my employees should have paid family
I agree.
medical
I'm with her.
insurance.
I'm with her on that.
Me too.
I'm rocking with her on that. Chubbycurls.com.
Hey, hold on a second. Now, no. See, Gerald, you think that that's funny.
Men
but
do it now.
I do know men that are now
Absolutely.
taking maternity leave.
Me too. Left
Paternity.
and right. And I know some men that have better situations at their job than the actual woman does. So they're able to take a longer time off than the person that had to push the baby out.
Paternity.
What did I say?
So,
Paternity.
so if we say maternity leave, that means we have to say family leave because
Men
but
are
a
the
man, a man
Listen,
can't
let's just
be
call
on
it family
maternity
leave.
leave.
Let's just call it medical leave.
Can a man be on?
But listen, if people really have an issue with this, all you have to do is support a president and federal leadership that believes in universal health care, then all this type of stuff goes away.
Sounds too easy. Sounds way too easy. Especially under this current administration. I want to know, did you vote? A couple hours until the voting polls close. I want to make sure you're getting there. Did you vote? Did you tell someone else to vote? We need to make sure you're voting.
This is our Get Out the Vote show.
Get out the vote. It's
I
not
got
too
some
late.
Welton Street Cafe here.
Yeah, I'm excited to have mine.
And with that being said, what I want to do real quick is, again, ask those of you to go to brotherjeff.com, make a donation of any amount, or you can, there's three options. There's
three.
There's Cashapp. And shout out to those of you who've been banging up the Cashapp. I'm
We
straight.
like that. Keep it coming.
You hit me, I can hit somebody else.
and it makes us so lovely.
So,
I
good
think
shout out
somebody-
to Welton Street Cafe, but there's two people in the building that did not get anything from Welton Street Cafe.
You weren't
that
here
would
for
be
the early
John
broadcast.
Bowman and the Hashim Dim. So, if you want to contribute to brotherjeff.com, go ahead and earmark that for John and Hashim's food.
right.
They want lunch.
Cashapp.
PayPal us, Cash App us, become a Patreon. Whatever you need to
Whatever
do,
you
we
need to do.
appreciate it because, like Brother Jeff said, we're able to be a blessing to someone else, and that's a blessing.
Earmarks. What are we gonna do tonight, Shay? Like,
Ooh.
it's gonna be a long night.
It's gonna be a long night.
What we want to do is have.
Let's get a chef down here.
John Bowman and Hashem switch seats for just a quick second.
Let's
I
do
gotta ask John Bowman, the dean of black journalism. He sees around corners. You know, we always laugh at John, but he's always right.
I wouldn't use always in
More
that.
often.
Always is a really, always is a strong word. It's a strong.
race in Denver, but
Your average is,
But
though.
the bottom
You
line
hit me.
is she's probably coming back, and she'll probably run against who? It'll be all women.
Hold on now.
Dr. Lisa.
Whoa.
Here's what I got to do. I got to adjust the camera for John Bowman.
Why is he a little shorter?
I'm shorter than
No, he's
Hashem.
not short. I don't know
Is he
what
short?
it is, but
I'm shorter than Hashem.
You shorter than him?
with that being said, let me put this up so I can work. Tell him about the cash stuff again. Shay.
Yo, do me a favor. Keep us going. We're powered by the people again. Go to brotherjeff.com right now. Make any amount of donation. Or if you feel more comfortable becoming a Patreon and supporting throughout the month, go become a Patreon or hit us up on PayPal at www.brotherjeff.com or just go ahead and Cash App. I know Cash App is extremely simple for most people. Cash App $5 right now. Let's start a campaign. I want to see some love.
Okay.
You can
Okay,
earmark
wait.
it too. Cash App, do the $, Jeffard, F-A-R-E-D.
No.
Send it in.
No, there's no E.
Oh, I always add an E. Okay, just put
No,
it in
wait,
Jeff.
wait.
F-A-R-D. Don't add an E.
$sign.
You have to have a $sign in Cash App, otherwise
Dollar
nothing
John
goes
Bowman,
through.
what's happening over there,
Dollar
Mr.
sign JON 14 BOWMAN. Cash App.
Got you, John
There we go.
Bowman.
Yes,
what,
sir.
What say you?
160 million people are going to vote this election.
100.
Give
all
us the
time.
numbers. You've been following the news. It's big turnout and all of that stuff. What's happening?
Well, it's gone wild, man. This this election is going to be a watershed. Actually there's going to be a landslide no matter what. Now, if it's a landslide going to the Republicans, God help us. If it's a landslide going to the Democrats, we might have a chance going forward for the next 4 years. But if that boy, see, now he's barricaded himself inside the White House. He's got a unscalable wall. It's like having a moat around your castle, and you got to understand. He's having a party for 500 people, but now that so many people have panned him for doing that, opening up the White House to get coronavirus into the walls and into the paint before the next president comes in, he now has downed the party to like 250 people.
Right.
So now only 250 people will get that virus. But if you think about it, he's held 18 rallies in the last couple of weeks. Out of those 18 rallies, 30,000 people have been sick, and 700 people have died going to his rallies. So already, this guy, no matter what the science says, no matter what the numbers say, this guy has defied Dr. Fauci and his crew again. And now they've got the people at the rallies yelling, "Lock Fauci up." What the hell is going on here?
Are you aware that I don't need the camera shot. Are you aware of the executive order that Trump issued to change the positions of civil service, to move some people out of civil service position protection so that he can fire them? So I believe, win or lose, Dr. Fauci's gone tomorrow.
Oh yeah, what he said, he told Dr. Fauci, he told the crowd when they said lock Fauci up, fire Fauci, fire Fauci. When they started chanting that, he said, well, I'm not going to fire him now, but when I win, give me 2 weeks.
J. Fauci's got to go?
No, if Biden gets in, Biden's going to elevate him to cabinet level.
Yeah.
Fauci's got to go?
So they say he has to go, but.
J. Which one of these is yours? One of them has some special markings on it.
Oh, really?
Look.
Maybe she made it special for me because I thought we got the same veggie burger since we're both vegetarians.
Yeah,
we're
can
both
check that out.
vegetarians now.
Look, they're trying to get to 270 votes, electoral college votes, right? And this
Yeah.
whole electoral college thing, I don't know how Jeff voted on that because he was really miffed on it. But the bottom line is that thing was put in for a couple of reasons. The reason they most always talk about is the fact that small states have equality with big population states. They both get 2 senators, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the bottom line is I think that was really put in because of enslaved people. And once enslaved people got the vote, the bottom line is that meant that there were more blacks in some states than there were whites. So they had to come up with a way. But now this is all may come back to haunt them, because as the votes are counted tonight, if in South Carolina black women deliver like they're supposed to, like they have been, like they did the last election, if they deliver, we could end up with not only a black Republican senator from South Carolina and Tim Scott, who's in there now, but we could also have Jamie Harrison go in on the Democratic side. Now think about that. 2 black senators. I don't even know if that happened during Reconstruction, but they could come in with 2 black senators from, of all places, South Carolina. I mean, I just think that's amazing. And so, bottom line is, I'm not sure if he's barricading himself in the White House or if he's barricading people out.
I think it's a little bit of both.
Well, I'm just wondering, are they going to steal the votes in Georgia? Because I think that there's a sister that should be in office, but because the votes were suppressed.
Well, you know why?
What do you think, Shay J?
The last Democrat to win in Georgia was Bill Clinton, so I'm nervous. I'm really nervous because we need it. It's a battleground place. We need it.
You know why it messed up the last time? Because the governor was the Secretary of State. The guy who won the governor's office was Secretary of State. His number 2 guy, when he got into the governor's office, he appointed his number 2 guy to run the elections. And that's when they suppressed the votes that were going for, what's her name? Stacey Abrams. And so that's what caused Georgia to mess up. Now, there are 14 states in play tonight.
Yeah.
14 states in play.
Yeah.
If you start out with how they finished last time around, Georgia goes in first. That'll be the first state to go in. Then North Carolina, Ohio,
we need a
then
black turnout
Florida,
there.
Pennsylvania, and
Wisconsin, right?
New Hampshire, and that's at 9 o'clock. And then at 9 our Eastern time, Colorado, Michigan, Minnesota, Texas come in, and then at the end we got Iowa, Nevada. We should have, you know how they do all the projections and everything and talk about this state should win this and this many. Well, they already know by the numbers of mail-in ballots and early voting, which has gone crazy in the country.
Yeah.
They already know by those numbers that are in right now, that they're counting right now, where things are going. So they still may be able to project. But I will say this, Democrats, get this one, have won the popular vote in the last, get this, 6 out of 7 presidential races.
Right.
And they haven't won. Some have won, but 2 have lost. Gore lost when he got the most votes. Hillary lost when she got the most votes.
Exactly.
So,
Did you know who won?
Yeah, we do.
Obama.
Well, I could tell you this.
All I know,
What I want to do
better
real
go.
quick is I want to have Son Doce switch seats with John Bowman for a second, because I want to hear the youth vote.
I do too.
I want to hear the young.
I'm proud
vote.
of you for coming and making sure you voted last day with us. That's what I'm talking about, brother.
I want to hear the young vote for a second.
Did they even talk to the young people? Are they even excited to vote? What's going on?
I want to hear what's going on. And again, everyone, Shay J, tell them how important it is today, because if they vote tomorrow, it's not going to count.
I don't know who you're voting for, if you're voting for tomorrow or what you're voting for. It's absolutely imperative that you get your vote in. I need you to do it by 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time for those of you in the Colorado area. Let's get our votes in. Again, we want to make sure you have access. So if you need a ride, if you have questions, let us know. We're here for you, free thinkers.
All right. Son Doce. What's up, Son Doce?
What up?
A young voter.
Out there.
Who's reached out to the young folks and solicited your votes?
I can't recall anybody I know personally.
What about Kanye West? Did he reach out?
I thought it was a joke at first. I didn't know he was still seriously. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
I never became serious.
He was on that ballot of yours, though.
I didn't even see him. I didn't
He was
even.
the last one on the ballot.
Damn. Well,
How important is it for young people to get involved politically, though?
definitely very. I don't think really a lot of my friends take it serious at all. you know, and that just goes to show the type of the stigma that they try to plant on it about a vote not mattering and it kind of working. Trump kind of has just been making a fool of the whole system. I don't think it's too much their fault and blame and why nobody takes it that serious or as serious as they should, but you know,
what could be done to get more young people politically involved?
I gotta make some raps. I know I could do that. So other than that, I mean, you can't make a horse drink water. It's like that same thing. So I don't know. You said, huh? 24. You said what? Oh. Yeah. I've tried to vote for every year I've been able to vote.
That's my little brother. He's been voting ever since he could vote.
That part.
I think what happens, Shay J, you've got to have family members encouraging within the family what values are important.
There we go.
Because if you're waiting for someone outside of your family to tell someone how important it is to vote, that means within your family it probably was not an important value for you to pass on to someone else.
Yes.
And so that means that someone else has to do what wasn't done, you know. It's all about values, Shay J.
Absolutely. I think I can, from the time I can remember, my mom would always express how important it was to vote. And I remember we would even do mock votes. When they would go vote, then they would let me do my fake ballot in the house. Weird. And I would do mock voting because she always told me it was so important. And even when I didn't even understand what I was voting for, why I was voting, I simply knew it was my right and I had to stand up and I had to vote and I had to get there. And it's like, if you don't stand for anything, you fall for everything. And we know our voice is important. And so, and I hope you know how important it is and the power that there is in policy and in voting. And so we have to start at home and we have to start encouraging someone. So don't be afraid to pick up the phone and just encourage someone that may not be voting. I had a conversation right before I got here with 3 black men and they were all telling me how they didn't know what the climate would be tomorrow, but none of those men had voted. And so the conversation, went a couple different ways, but I just think it's a value system. And we have to, really be careful not to leave our family out of that conversation. We do so much talking outside of our own households. Get your own household in order first, and then go and affect somebody else.
Well, I could tell you, Man and Ladybug, Lulu, they're the ones, they filled out the ballots last night and dropped them in. They got their stickers in there.
They voted.
They're 4 years old and 3.
And if anybody's getting these text messages like me, you should be voting just because I'm tired. Like, literally, she just texted right now. I'm Gabriel from Circa Action Fund. We're reaching out once again because records show you still have not turned in your ballot. Can we count you to turn in your ballot today before 7 p.m. when the polls close? Will you vote, yes or no? They're harassing me.
You know what that does?
Hashem switch seats with son.
What do they
Don't shake.
They're harassing me.
While they switch seats.
Shout out to the Free Think Zone. Thank you.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
The text messages are about to end.
Okay, I'm excited about that.
The funny ones, what are the best ones that came your way? Because mine's were, hi, this is Heidi with Black Lives Matter. I'm like, is that
Heidi? Are you sure
not
it's
only
you?
is that, but I'm like, is that like an organization in Colorado? Like, if you didn't say Black Lives Matter 5280, I mean, what are you talking about? And then and I haven't responded to all of these many texts that have come.
Right.
But except for one yesterday.
Uh-oh.
I responded to one yesterday, too. Why did you respond?
Because someone said, we still on for tomorrow?
Yes,
I was like,
or no. I'm not
what?
sure. What are we supposed to be doing tomorrow?
And then I'm texting back. I don't
right,
get
they're like,
no
meet me at the
response.
poll. What?
So, yeah.
One of mine said, did you see my last text? Wait a minute, who's this? Meet me at the election poll. Will you be voting on election day? Measure ballot. I'm like, oh, you got me. Did I see your last text?
Okay, what would you say to someone if you sent them a text and you didn't know them, but you want them to vote? Like, I would probably send something out like, don't make me come find you.
Oh, that would make them nervous.
Don't make me come find that
I'd be
ballot.
like, hey, make sure you meet me here tonight. Everybody's coming, and I would give a location, and it would be a voting poll location.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Hashem, how are you going to get folks to vote?
And no abuse. This is a free thing zone.
How would I get hard heads like y'all?
Say See?
I like no. Hold on, like I'm about to give you some credit. I like your method, right? Like meet me here, special event going down,
Yeah. VIP only.
Access, yeah, you've been selected of a few people in your area right now.
There we go.
Yeah,
invite only. People like I'm gonna be there. They have no idea where they're coming, but they're coming.
Right. But I just want to talk about how selfish you all are being right now. The fact that I don't know if it's narcissistic or what. Like you guys just need this attention from these people that are working these hard-ass, long-hour jobs, and they're sending out this message. What they could have done now is focus more on a voter that was unsure. If you all would have turned your ballots in on time, you could have saved resources. That means energy and money, and allow them to focus on expanding the damn voter base. But no.
I told them I was going to vote. They should stop texting me. I said, I'm going to vote. I'm decided. Leave me alone.
People lie all the time. Turn that ballot in.
I thought he was saying we were being selfish for
we're
eating
me too.
Welton
He
Street
says because
Cafe
we haven't
in front of
voted
him.
yet.
I tell you what.
I didn't know he was saying he was talking about our selfishness and turning in our votes at 6:59.
He said they're wasting their text messages on us.
Hold on, there's a message right there in that Keenan Ivory Wayans production. Like message, what you just saw right there was black shade.
When?
What you just saw her right there? He just shaded. That was so petty because they sitting up here eating this food. And that
Is
was
it
a
because
jab
we have
at me.
Welton Street Cafe and you have nothing?
But how I would repay that is if any one of them needs the Heimlich maneuver, I will make sure they do not get it for 1 minute.
We got more Welton Street Cafe on the way though.
We do. Don't worry. We're gonna take care of everybody.
You better
here.
chew in small
Today.
bites.
This is a long day.
It's more on the way.
Wait, I'm being real careful now.
I want to ask you guys this. This is a serious question. I want to ask you all this. Right here on Welton Street, the local national bank is boarded up.
Man.
And then when you travel around the city and the nation, folks are boarding up their buildings because they are not preparing for a hurricane or natural disaster.
Sure?
They are preparing for violence and destruction that is purported to take place if Trump wins or if Biden wins. It doesn't matter. It's supposed to be on. The sense of danger in democracy, are you feeling that?
I absolutely am. The eeriness, if you go outside, we had Norman Harris here this morning, and he was talking about walking around downtown and how it just felt like everyone was locked away. And I feel it, the civil unrest, the thought of possible violence, it's really ignited in this moment. And everybody, I think, can feel that. And so I just tell people, be safe, be aware, because we don't know. I feel like if Trump does not get voted into office, who's coming out?
But they're saying either way. Like
and then if he does win,
it's a problem. If Biden wins, it's a problem.
I don't think we'll
the bottom line, it's a problem.
Right. Either way, it's a problem. But I think if Trump gets in office, I don't see the other side doing the same type of damage.
Hashim, are you experiencing this sense of danger, risk?
So, I am a black presenting, undeniable black man. I feel danger every time I walk out my door.
Come on now, tell him.
I am bothered by the angst of those who do not look like us are putting out there in the atmosphere. I'm bothered by the behavior of those who do not look like us have done since the George Floyd protests started. So to answer the question, I'm normal, but I am aware. Antifa. No, it's not Antifa, right? It's that Proud Boy bullshit.
Right.
I'm not tripping off Antifa, right? Because I understand the value system of Antifa. They might want to raise havoc, but I'm not on that target list of that havoc. They do put blacks at risk, but let's look at the causation. If we did not have white supremacy running as rampant as it was, Antifa would not be what it is. But the risk isn't there. So, okay, but cool. Like, let's stop saying Antifa and start calling the things of what they are. It's the white supremacist organizations out there that are the most threat to people that look like us. Right, like, and yes, Antifa, white folks have always put us in danger with their whole radicalism, their whole push, their whole not understanding what our pragmatic approach to surviving has been in this country. Even with the whole thing of my ethics won't allow me to vote in 2016, my ethics won't allow me to vote. And we're like, well, no, damn it, we need these type of people out because this is how we've survived for so long.
Right.
And you coming along with this whole white privilege notion of you can do X, Y, Z, and that messes us up. But I am concerned out there with how many damn guns are on the streets now.
Yeah.
Right? Of the untrained, the new gun ownership. Like I've owned a gun since I was 21. So this is over 20 years of owning a gun.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm like, you know, you do what you got to do. I dig it. But for those that have like, we're going to Civil War, let me go buy a gun, and all
no
that
idea how to
excitement,
use
that
that
nervous
gun.
adrenaline, like, don't shoot me in your old craziness and crossfire type of stuff. I'm worried about that type of stuff. But if these people had been like John Bowman and I and voted early, they could be in their homes right now watching the results.
Do you
for
see
them,
this shade?
As opposed to being like, I'm waiting in a polling line, the sun is setting, now my risk factor is rising.
Polling line.
Yikes.
Where's a polling line?
Yeah, I won't be
these days?
pulling. I'm going to just drop mine in the little box and keep it moving.
Boom.
Boom. And we're out of there.
Well, listen, all I'm saying, I look at things in a totality. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. That's what my grandma used to
I know that's right. He said he hoped you put your vote in
Shay
early,
J
y'all.
and everybody, I like. There are people who are nervous because of the outcome of a vote. I'm nervous that the Mile High Income City is getting so white, and with that abundance of whiteness comes this level of entitlement
Yes.
that says you can treat people who are not white any kind of way. And I can
They're too
guarantee you, if you're downtown tonight and you are black or of color, you're going to stand out like a black thumb when
Yeah.
they start doing that yeehaw and all that. If
Absolutely.
they start setting it off,
Absolutely.
you're not going to be able to blend in.
Nope.
And as a matter of fact, you're going to stand out immediately, which puts us at risk
Yeah.
just because of the environment in and of itself.
It's actually
Well.
it would liken itself to going downtown and celebrating in the 90s when the Colorado Avalanche won back-to-back hockey games. You stood out in the crowd like you wouldn't believe. All of a sudden, I'm on my roller skates, man. I was looking around. I said, this don't look right here. and that's what it'll be like. Bottom line is there are some voter spots, drop-off spots, like right on Lincoln and about 19th, right across from the school board up there. And they've got lines in the parking lot, winding through their little parking lot.
Yeah, but I mean like lines.
Not like you see on TV. Not lines like in some cities. No.
And hand that mic to Hashim. I want to put you on the camera also. Hashim, black folks, whether it's an election, whether it's being pulled over, whether it's COVID, whether it's whatever it is, this feeling is like ever present.
That's the sad part.
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Right.
Like, pick a day that ends in Y, and this is us. But nonetheless, though, like, still be on a heightened sense of awareness.
Absolutely.
Even though this is our normal, the embrazen behavior is happening. I was driving home the other night about between 7 and 8 p.m. and I'm headed up Colfax. I'm off of like Colfax in Boston, and I'm observing because I'm nosy, right? And I see this big truck on a lift, and I'm looking in the back of the truck, and it's a Trump flag. So these racists are driving around our neighborhoods and communities. I mean, and it's their legal right to do so. I got you, but I also understand the implication of fear they're trying to push off.
Exactly.
With the Trump flags waving. So if you understand the area of Colfax and Boston and Beeler, right, that is a high immigrant area. And that message that they're saying is like, whoa. But, there was a part of me that was wishing somebody was embracing to give them the proper welcome they deserve that night in that area.
Well, one of the things that I've noticed, Shay J, and I've been getting a lot of calls from black men checking to make sure everybody's safe.
Yep.
I love that.
Everybody's okay. They're hyper vigilant. And there might have been a time where there were whites that thought that they could just target us and
without
intimidate.
consequence.
But there's a lot of black folks concealed carrying, gun clubs opening, and it's like in 2020, if you think you're going to target black folks and get away with it because you're in a group,
Come again.
You 2020 about to make a different believer out of you. But with that being said, Shay, here's the thing: most people are not going to be violent on any side.
No.
So I would say everybody be aware
Yeah.
of those select few who think that they're going to go and set it off because, and let's be clear, it ain't going to be because Biden lost, because the folks who you call Antifa or anti this or whatever you want to call them, they ain't rolling hard with Biden like they cheerleading and can't wait for Biden to win. And if Biden don't win, I'm going to be so upset that I'm going to tear some stuff up. That ain't what they're going to do. But there are those who are running around with these Trump flags and all those different things saying, if Trump don't win.
That's what I'm saying. That's where the issue comes in.
And they ain't just coming after black folks. They coming after everybody who is like anti, whatever that Trump thing is. So we're in a real weird spot.
You see the Trump campaigns have been, or not the campaigns, but the Trump supporters have been really like antagonizing the Biden supporters, pushing them off the road, going and getting all their trucks. Like Hashem was saying, like it has been a real thing all around. I know I was in Westminster the other day and seeing everybody come down and these trucks and these flags, and it was a lot. So again, if you need help, let us know. If you don't feel safe, you need someone to make sure that you're late, but not late, right on time, ballot gets in, we got your back, because it can be intimidating.
Well, we're going to come back a little later with our recap, and I think, and let's just go around quickly. We'll go to Hashem, and then you two will switch. I want to get your predictions for tonight. Who's going to win? Who's going to take it at the presidential level? And I'm pretty sure John Hickenlooper is going to smoke Cory Gardner. I mean, I think that's going to happen. But what's going to happen tonight, Hashem Dim? What say you?
All right. So somebody getting drunk.
Should I bring a bottle?
The first thing that's happening tonight. No, I really think that the Democrats are going to get a win. I really do. I think it'll be called. Hopefully it'll be called tonight. This is where I'm sorry. I really think that the Democrats are going to get a win. I really think that it's going to be called tonight. I hope it's by a large enough margin where it'll be an exercise in futility for the Trump attorneys to go ahead and sue. I definitely think that Hickenlooper is going to take it, even though I have critiqued how they have been running the campaign. I think that he's going to win. I think that Colorado will maintain their congressional seats, and that's districts 1, 2, 6, and 7. And I think that we also have a chance of taking back congressional district 3, which would be Diane Mitch Bush. I think
from that gun-toting girl.
Gun.
Oh my gosh, she's such a clown.
Woo. I also think that we're going to maintain the state legislature, and I will also maintain the House as it goes there. And I also think that history will be made in JD 18 with the Amy Patton race. Now let me clarify. Democrats have had this seat back in the 60s, back when the Democrat looked like the Republican Party.
Right.
So it was a little different.
Give them some history.
The new Democratic Party, I really think that we're going to claim that seat as well. So I think it will be successful for my party affiliation tonight. But I just want to be clear. The work is not done tonight. Should we have a blue wave, a blue tsunami, we don't stop here. We hold people accountable starting tomorrow going forward. And also I know, I'm so sorry, y'all. Also, I know that I gave you all a hard time as it relates to, let me stop being lazy and leaning on my computer. I gave you all a hard time as it relates to getting to the polls on time and say get there by 6. Please get there early so that's done and you can be home. However, should you arrive at the poll at 6:59,
they gotta let you.
You have a legal right to stay in line and do not leave.
If your clock is tuned to their clock, their right is their clock.
Fight it. No, go early. But hold on, I'm saying this just in case because there are some that this will happen to. Fight it. Stay in line. Be like that tree that's planted by that water.
Come on now.
Don't be moved.
Hallelujah.
Don't be moved.
Shay, yeah. What say you? What's going to happen? What's going to happen tonight and into the coming days as it relates to this election cycle that seems to never go away?
I think that 98 million votes have been casted, and we know that a lot of that does look like it's Democrat and unaffiliated, which usually goes to the Democrat wave. I'm with Hashem. I think we're going to see a blue wave. I think it's going to happen. I I think Trump is going to be out of office. But, election day for Trump is probably going to look a little bit better than we realize. I think he's going to get a lot of numbers last minute because we know the Republicans come a little bit later to vote. They do a lot more in-person voting where Democrats did a lot more mail-ins. I don't know. I'm nervous a little bit. I think Hickenlooper absolutely is going to sweep out here. We're good with Hickenlooper. But I think we'll have a blue wave. I still want to say you have to go vote. Don't think this is a shoo-in. Don't think because everybody else is doing the work that this is okay. I need you to get up and go vote because a lot still is left up to chance. And when I'm looking at the propositions, amendments, something like 115, which is an absolute no on, I need to make sure that those are the things that go through. And those are the things I'm a little bit more nervous about. So let's make sure, because the wordings are tricky. If you have questions, ask us, because that's where we need to really see a win.
John Bowman, JB.
Yes, sir.
What say you? What are we going to wake up to, or what are we going to go to sleep to?
Had I been driving Uber for the last 8 months, if I had been driving Uber for the last 8 months, I would have had a better feel for the suburbs around Denver. But last night, I had games out in to ref out in Highlands Ranch by Thunder Ridge High School. Of course, I was deep in it. I was deep in it out in Douglas County. Matter of fact, I couldn't find the school. I couldn't find the school, so I had to pull over a deputy sheriff. I did a pullover, and
You pulled over the sheriff?
I pulled over a sheriff's deputy. Hey,
that's black privilege. That's black man magic.
Hey.
That man was desperate.
Right.
But
Excuse me, I need you to pull over.
He looked at me. And I looked at him, and I just said, "Hey, man, I'm trying to find this school out here." And he said, "Oh, man, I got so many damn schools out here." Well, the point is, driving around these neighborhoods, getting lost, I saw more Democratic signage than I've ever seen in that area. Now, and I mean, I ref all over north, south, east, west, whatever, and I've been down that way a lot. And I would have. When driving around in the city and you see all the Biden signs and stuff like that, well, you have to couch yourself and say, well, we're in Denver. Well, when I got out there and saw so many signs, I was energized actually by the fact that there were signage there. I'm going to call this the election of young voter. The old adage is always promised, never delivered. But this could change. This would be the year that changes. Millennials and some Gen Xers make up, get this now, 37% of the eligible voters in America. Same as boomers. Same as baby boomers. So we got the millennials and the Gen Xers on one end and the baby boomers on the other end. 2020 is poised to be a turning point for young folks. And we say that every 4 or 5 years. We say that every election. But I think this one has a chance because of the perfect storm that was created by George Floyd's death, the protests, the cop interventions and violence. We've got to harness this new wave of Americans that are interested in what's going on in our communities. Check this out. Now this is my litmus test. I mentioned this earlier. We used to have kids vote in school by the Weekly Reader. I don't know if you guys are old enough for Weekly Reader, but Weekly Reader would come out with a vote for kids in school, and we would vote. Since 1952, the Weekly Reader vote for young people has picked the president right every time. Since 1952, that's Dwight D. Eisenhower, okay? So that one is good. And now Ohio has picked every president correctly since 1952 as well. Now, statewide, and if we go into the counties, Valencia County, Arizona, which is south of Phoenix and a lot of the Native American areas in Arizona, Valencia County, Arizona, has picked the right presidential candidate every time. The question is, like I said, who's voting? And if this is a young people's election, which I kind of think it might be, I'll just say the word for the day is Lulu. That's a person or thing considered to be outstanding in size and appearance, and let's hope the blue wave is a Lulu tonight. And we'll say hi to Jeff's little daughter, Lulu, as well.
There it is. Well,
she's hilarious.
So that's
all right,
my take.
All.
That's my take.
That's it, everybody. We're going to get ready to sign off, but we'll be signing back on.
We'll see y'all later.
Because there's a lot to do tonight.
There's a lot.
I'm with Leslie. Just stay in tonight.
Yeah, everybody
cast your vote. Like,
Unless you have not
If
voted.
you haven't voted. But like after 7, stay in. After 7,
Yes,
just
I agree.
You
You
know,
can stay in and watch a show. We'll
Like-
keep you abreast on what's going on.
But the big parties are not going to happen anymore because
COVID.
John Bowman, remember on election night, the parties would have big parties downtown and all
I
those
love
different
those.
things.
Those
There's
are fun.
there's going to be no big parties
Yeah, we were
tonight.
at one in a couple. Yeah, I love doing those.
COVID
has.
COVID shut him down.
Well, you know, Trump and them, they're going to have their parties without their masks. Yeah.
Well, let me tell you, my prediction again. John Hickenlooper is going to smoke Cory Gardner. He's going home. The blue wave is going to continue in Colorado, and until the Republican Party finds an answer to whatever it is that continually has them taking a pounding, they're going to keep taking that pounding. And we know that if Colorado has been Bernie Sanders' country, there's no way in hell that this state has moved from
That
Bernie
type of
Sanders
thinking. Yeah.
to Donald J. Trump.
Right.
There ain't no shift
There's a little in between,
that's
right?
going to move. There's no shift that's going to move Colorado from Bernie Sanders
No.
to Donald Trump. It's not going to happen. So you cannot blame Colorado for Donald Trump in any
Period.
way,
Whatever
shape, or form.
happens.
Whatever happens and whatever
It's not our
happened,
fault.
it has nothing to do with us. We
Yeah.
did our part. I am concerned about voter suppression in places like Georgia and places
Mm-hmm.
like Florida and places like Texas and all those battleground states where they've been arguing about who gets to vote and when.
Right.
Because if you're arguing about who gets to vote and when, it's probably because you think that if people show up to vote, it's going to be to your loss. It's going to be to your loss. And so if Stacey Abrams would have potentially been elected in Georgia, the same apparatus that stole an election from her, and then also the brother Gouliard, what's his name in Florida? The black guy.
What's his name?
See, what's his name? Same thing that happened to what's his name in Florida. He could have potentially been a governor if it's that close, and now all
that's
of
the
a
battleground
sudden,
for the suburbs. Florida is that battleground for suburbs. So.
yeah. And so if it was that close in those local elections, I would have a hard time thinking and believing that Biden is not going to come out on top. I think a lot of people were able to elect Trump and hide behind their "Make America Great" notion, but this time they can't hide. If Trump wins, it's because that's exactly who you are. It wasn't a apprentice show. It wasn't a we just wanted we didn't want to put.
We want somebody who wasn't a politician.
Andrew Gillum.
We want Andrew Gillum. That's the one who had the
Hashem
little
was over
thing.
there like,
the one that the photo came out with him filming at the me too. And
well,
when I was watching the interview, it did make me a little bit uncomfortable. So I'm not gonna lie, I had to erase him out.
Bring him in. Bring
We
him
got-
in. Bring him
is that
in.
District
Bring
2
him
now?
in. Bring him in.
No, we'll
Bring
be
him
talking
in.
to about the last polls that
The
closed
doors
and the key
locked.
battleground
They got us all
states.
locked
Jeff.
in.
Hey,
Hold
Jeff.
on just a second. I wanted to just finish.
One real. Oh, I'm sorry.
Did I break it?
Here's what we're gonna do. My last point about that as well is we got another special guest. We got to sit him, put him in that seat right there. Put him in that seat right there. Put him in that seat. I know we want to say hi. We want to say
hi too. We want to say hi.
We've been having some.
I don't have any coffee.
We've been
over
having
there.
some great special guests
I love
today.
coffee.
We got another friend in the building. We're not going to tell you who our friend is.
Without speaking.
But again, another reason I think and I believe that the Democrats and Biden is going to win is because when I look at the Trump rallies, and regardless of how you feel about Trump, if you get into the name calling and all of those different things and those opinions,
Okay.
I don't need to get into that. I just look at the rallies and it doesn't look representative of what America
world.
is.
Yeah.
It looks really monolithic with some sprinklings of difference in
Absolutely.
it. And you cannot tell me that that's what America looks like. But what I can tell you today, Shay J, is we had Elias Diggins
We
on.
did Sheriff Diggins.
Sheriff Diggins. He's
Sheriff
making it
Diggins.
possible for individuals to come in and vote in
Inmates
person
in
as they are in
person.
custody.
Yeah.
I want to send a shout out to our good friend, Chief Payson.
Hey, Chief.
He's in the building.
What up?
Chief, how you doing? How's it going out there? Folks are a little nervous about perhaps the potential safety of being out in the city today, and not because of natural disaster, but because of politics. And we're seeing people burning up their buildings, etc. How safe? What's going on, and what should people know about tonight?
Brother Jeff, thank you. Just stopping by, grab some coffee. Wanted to say hi to y'all. But it is an honor to be here, and thanks for what you always do, opening up your door, letting me in, letting the rest of the community in. So it truly is a privilege to be here. As far as safety in our city, we stand ready. We have a very robust plan. But ultimately, we are hoping that this is a moment where we come together in unity as a city and look for ways to solve these complicated issues that we have. Our only path forward is truly coming together, figuring out how we can do things better, like what you just referred to. One of 3 cities across the country where if you are temporarily incarcerated, it doesn't mean that you lose your right to vote. How do we figure out something different? And that's what this city has always done. The city has always led in that space. So one of 3 cities where you still can have your voice heard even if you are temporarily being incarcerated. And that's what this city's all about. I'm hopeful that that's what the city does tonight, tomorrow, next week, moving forward, that let's come together, let's unite, let's figure out how we can solve these very complicated issues that have created a divide for us, and let's show the rest of the country what Denver believes in.
All right, Chief, another question, and that's exactly right. Chief, any recommendations? Like there is some apprehension. Should people stay in tonight, or just like what is your advice to individuals as it relates to tonight? Is it better to just say, I'm staying in? We're quarantined anyway. What is the recommendation from the chief?
Brother Jeff, I'm going to just copy your words. The quarantine, right? COVID is spiking. Let's stay calm. Let's watch what happens with the results here. Let's be patient because the results may take longer than just tonight. Maybe a little bit into tomorrow, and hopefully not much longer than that. But again, this COVID thing, it is spiking, and we have to. Keep our community safe, and the best way that we can do that is practice all those social distancing, wearing the masks, being safe, and utilizing this opportunity to help us keep our community safe.
All right, there you have it.
That's it.
Special guest,
Thank
Chief
you,
Hazen,
Steve.
in the building.
Yes.
In the Free Think Zone.
You heard him, y'all.
Always welcome, always in the community, and homegrown.
Homegrown, right here.
I mean, not someone that's
we love
unfamiliar,
that.
not someone that we don't know, not someone that popped up and we don't know. But Chief, you've been around. You've been around. Where'd you grow up? Tell them where you grew up.
I'm a Northsider, through and through.
Northside,
Northside in the building.
Denver North High School.
There it is, Northside in the building. Northside's finest, Chief.
We have Mount Bellows' finest, Northside's finest.
Right here.
We're on a roll today. You never know who's going to be in the building today, so make sure you guys stay tuned. There's going to be a lot of special guests that pop in.
Well, it's been great. We'll come back a little bit later. We got to get the crew some more Welton Street Cafe.
We do. We got to take care. Thank you, Welton Street Cafe, for letting us text you. All we have to do is send in a little text, and they just make sure everything's ready, wrapped up for us. Shout out to my girl Fatima, always hooking us up and making sure we're good. We're going to get the rest of the team fed. Don't worry. He's about to jump us on the side of this. I'm like, we're not going to fight over the chicken sandwich.
There it is.
Got y'all.
So there we have it. I can tell you again, it's too late to mail your ballot.
Please don't mail in your ballot. I need you to walk that ballot in, people. And again, if you need assistance, we have Lyft brought to you by the Denver NAACP with $50 stipends to make sure we get you to where you need to go. So if you need assistance, DM us, let us know. Well, I'll make sure you get the promo code to make sure it's absolutely free for you. I'm going to make sure you get to the polls. And again, you can bring them down here. If you have these good ones that we still have, because we haven't turned ours in quite yet. Bring it down to the Cultural Center. We'll make sure it gets in.
Shout out to Brandon and shout out to Rhonda Jewett, and they hit up the Cash App.
Oh, see, we love people like you. Remember, we're powered by the people, and we're going to be here all day, so we need extra power today. Go to brotherjeff.com. Any amount of donation or going over to Cash App, money sign JEFFFARD. Cash App us. See you soon.
Go to brotherjeff.com or be a patron. Shout out to everybody, but then again, it doesn't matter who you vote for or how you vote, but we want you to vote.
Use your voice. Yeah, absolutely. Your voice is your power.
And just because you don't vote like me doesn't make you a bad person.
No, it may make you not as good as a person, but we won't use the word bad.
You're not bad.
Somebody else has a different opinion.
He's like,
he's like, well, if you don't follow my code.
Okay. All right, you all. We will be back.
We'll
more
see
to
you
come. I'm really interested in seeing what happens in Georgia and Florida. The Carolinas, North or South Carolina, one of those Carolinas.
Pennsylvania.
But then again, a great big shout out to our Chief
Thank you,
Payson
Chief.
in the building.
Yes.
Shout out
Ohio.
to Sheriff Elias Diggins.
Yes.
Shout out to John Bowman, the
Bizzle.
dean of black journalism.
Yes.
John Bowman. And the Hashim Dem.
Hashim Dem.
Son Dolce in the
Son
building.
Dolce.
The youth. And Gerald holding it down.
Holding it down.
Holding it down.
It is your election headquarters for the culture. Make sure you guys stay tapped in all day long for your latest updates and talking about these battleground states and what's next.
We right here, Ron Springer, 2 out of 3. He's on the line. I got you. Come on down.
Come on down and get beat.
Okay, you all. Don't forget, it's time to vote. If you need help voting, if you need a
got
ride
you.
to the polls, if there's something going on, hit us up and we will make sure that you're taken care of.
Yeah.
We'll get you to the polls. We'll pick up your ballot, whatever it is
Whatever
that you
you
need to
need.
do. We will make sure that happens. And the way we're able to do that is because we're powered by the people. The people make it possible for us to be available. So shout out
to the people. We love you to the people.
All right.
Did you vote? Go vote. Get out the vote. Go
Get out
vote.
the vote. We'll be back.
We'll be back, y'all.
And you'll be seeing much of us. So with that being said, if you're around, come hang out. If you go down
Swinging. You might score a knockout. Rumble on, community.
Rumble.
Peace.
Vote.
See y'all soon. That was good. That was a good one.